in color, different shades. It gets cold out here, everybody's blue. It gets cold out here, everybody's blue. One cries all night.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in.
Just ripping.
Tuesday night, 8:30 EST. Know where we be.
Just ripping.
Special guest and tech and talk. A musicology.
Just ripping.
Coming to you live at the same time. Here every week.
Just ripping.
Jump in the room. Let's chop it up. It really ain't that deep.
Just ripping.
That's right, y'all. Another episode. This here is Tuesday, December 10th. It's unbelievable. The year has gone by so fast. We're over a year doing this show. This is Jus Riffin. We do it every Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, powered by Rug Radio. Tonight we got Taco on the show. We had Taco on the show before, but it was during a time when we were talking to a bunch of people. I think it might have been a community jam. And tonight we have him solo by himself. We're going to talk to him about Art Basel. We're going to talk about Planet Mojo, which is the new company he's with. And we're going to just get into music and art, tech, and Art Basel and everything else that'll razzle dazzle, frazzle mazzle. I have no idea what I'm saying, but we're saying it. I got my co-host in the house, but he is not on video camera tonight. He is audio only. Cookie Rabinowitz, the man, the myth. Your mic is muted. What's cooking with you, Cookie?
Yeah, I know. I just like to keep it muted while I'm abroad, so the noise doesn't bleed in. So, yeah, what's cooking? You're cooking, man. Yo, I just want to real quick give you props, man. At Basel, man, I think you were really diligent, doing an excellent job at working, making sure all the DJs were where they're supposed to be, and I thought that was really cool, man. It was nice watching you operate, Hef. I dug it. Basel was awesome. I don't even know if I should call it Basel because I love art, don't get me wrong. And I saw some stuff on the timeline today about stuff being about the art, and Basel is about the art. I honestly love art. I'm an artist myself, but I was there to hang out at the art house. That's why I went to Florida.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Me, I don't know if that's a bad or good thing, but I think it's an awesome thing because that place was banging. They had Blondish DJing. You had a bunch of killer DJs there, and
That's right.
so yeah.
That's right. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, our house was popping. So Art Basel, our house is Rug Radio's party called Our House, spelled RHAUS, Our House. It was great. We had Scott DJing, we had Paz DJing, Blondish was there, music was hype, the vibe was right. You had Pudgy Penguins all there. You had a whole bunch of people going on, a lot of news happening. Destan, and you heard Rec Guys and Rec Brand, which I'm wearing their hat today, representing, and they launched their coin, and just so much stuff going on. Like, it was just really, really good. But thank you for the props on that. I appreciate it. It was my pleasure to facilitate the DJs and to make sure that everything was cracking. I was under the weather, so I was barely actually there. Just wanted really to make sure that the DJs got in, got set up, and everything, went without a hitch. So it was great. It was really, really great. And yeah, so yeah, that was that. And it was cool to see you. You hang out. You performed also. Tell us about your experience. Performing at the Art House.
It was cool. I mean, I just did a real quick hit. I wanted my intentions were to do a couple jingles and a couple songs, and when I went there, I had a really good time. I didn't come with the right energy, with the right chi. I came there to give, but somehow I had some mental blockage. I think because I carried some stuff with me from home, like mentally, and but I had a great time nonetheless. And you know, I'm an artist. I'm a performer, so I always pick myself apart no matter what I do. But all in all, I really enjoyed it. And you know what? The people there were awesome. It was great seeing Henny. It was really cool to finally meet DJ Ty, man, the dude that makes
Cool as
the
hell.
Rafflebot. Like,
Yeah.
he makes the Rafflebot. Like, he's like, I just want to say, like, devs are like to what rock guys, like rock stars were in the 80s. That's what devs are now. Like, in the 80s there were rock stars, and then in the 90s it kind of moved to DJs, and then in the 2000s, like I guess that equivalent would be like producers, like like Kanye West, people like that, late mid 90s, late 90s. Now the new rock star is the coder, the developer. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I wanna double, triple down on that whole sentiment there. I think it's always been about the devs. Without the devs, none of this other stuff would be cracking. Spotify wouldn't be happening. No music platforms would be happening. Not even us doing this would not be happening if the developers did not develop the technology for us to be able to do this podcast, even to talk through this microphone, to use the mixing board, to be on video, to use the camera, the iPhone, to connect to the computer. None of that stuff would be possible without the devs. It's all about the devs. It's always been about the devs. Where are you, devs? We need you. Don't go anywhere.
Well, well, obviously, it's always been about the devs, but what I'm actually saying is it's always been about the devs, and obviously we're talking the tech,
That's like Art Basel. It's always been about the art.
yeah, something like that, except different. But anyway, but about the dev thing. But the real point I'm trying to drive home is it's sexy though. Not only do the devs really run shit, but like when you were a kid, you might have fantasized, looked up to like some guy like rocking the mic, But like now, like it's like the dev should be on like a platform wearing fucking high heel neon light up shoes, pointing to the crowd saying fuck you motherfuckers, let's rock and roll in code. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Hey, I love the devs, man. I'm telling you, man. Support the devs at all costs. Protect the devs at all costs. That's the truth. We also got a chance to hang out with Too Far Gone. I know you and him are in that burpees challenge. Ovi, we got a chance to see him. Osef, it was really brief. Said what's up, and that was good to see him again. And just a lot of good people that were there. I always like meeting people in real life. We didn't get a chance to meet up with Taco and Rare Skrilla. I wanted to meet with those guys with Adabody. I just myself was just out of it. Like I would go to the R house and then zip out. I was with you some of the time there, and then I was gone because I didn't want to get anybody sick if I was sick. I was definitely under the weather. No fever or anything like that, but I for sure didn't want to get anybody sick. And so I missed out on meeting people in real life this Basel, but I'm sure this year, 2025, is going to be a big year for music and for us. I believe so. I'll meet more people this year at different events. So coming to you live.
For sure, and there were some special moments. I didn't, I ran into Osef, and he was like, "Hey, I see you're still doing your burpees," and I said, "I don't even know." It was kind of loud, and I said something stupid like, "Yeah, I'm old, so I'm doing them." I don't even know what I said. I said some stupid shit because I'm like a little socially retardio's cousin. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
embarrassed to admit it though,
You're autistic, though. You're autistic
oh, that's nice.
on the
But
salon.
I saw when we were walking in, we saw Vanessa. That was cool.
Oh yeah, and
Farouk's lady, Vanessa,
mhm.
and I've saw Farouk a bunch of times, but I didn't really get a
Oh,
chance
Burn
to
Dogler.
talk too much. Burn
Yeah,
Dogler as well, and we got to
Loxley.
chop it up with Locks a little bit. That
Yeah,
was
that was a
fun,
great
man.
conversation with Loxley. Got to get him on the show at some point. I did put it in his ear. So, and I want to say he said yes. Yeah. It wasn't like a full commitment, but I'm going to reach out to him and see if we can get him on the show. And definitely need to get Farouk back on the show in 2025. Want to hear about everything, like this what's going on. There's so much news that has dropped, like even with the DGens, like OSF and Mando's DGens got bought by, they got acquired by, is it Destan or it's Destan, right?
I believe it's Destan, and
Incredible.
we could. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, Hef, but on Rec Radio a while ago, when they first started, I won a Pudgy Penguin,
Yeah, you
and
told me.
I rolled it all into like DGens passes, rugs, and what was it? And then Rec Guys. That's what I did because I thought Pudgy Penguin, that's an awesome community, and those guys are killing it.
Yeah.
But like I gotta say, I have no regrets because it's like sometimes you just feel aligned with shit, and I'm kind of a degen. But anyway, my point of that is I ended up getting all these degen passes. I don't even know what they'll do, but maybe we'll maybe they'll incorporate it into like the prediction markets and that whole myriad
Yeah.
gaming system, which would be kind of cool.
That would be really, really cool. And speaking of like the merging of companies or the acquiring of companies and partnering and stuff like that, and Pudgy Penguins, a matter of fact. So there's Abstract, which is Abstract is a chain, right? It's a chain network, right? And I believe that is it Destan? I forget who. You could correct me on this, but they're also joining together. So now you got the Pudgy community rocking with the rug radio community, and then the rec community coming together. These are three solid foundations to me. Great founders, amazing founders. You have Farouk, and team. You have
Luca Nets.
Luca Nets and team, and you have OSF and Mando and team. Those are three solid foundations coming together to build and to continue on. I just don't, when I think of like this industry and watching it, being able to see, just watching it grow, seeing it grow from like nothing to like where it's at now is truly incredible. That's why the Pudgy Penguins have jumped up as much as they have. They did announce a coin coming. So I think, and then Magic Eden dropped a coin, Rec dropped a coin. If you were there and you participated, you made money. If you're holding, you'll end up making money too, right? You're not going to lose anything. These are solid foundations. These are not fly by night meme coins that are just going to, come and go. Like these are, when I was talking to Taco earlier before the show, these are the times when you're super early. I know it's so cliche, but yeah, you're early because not all the normal people that are your friends and your cousins and your relatives, friends, girlfriends, aunts, uncles, those people have not migrated over to this crypto yet, this Web3, this blockchain lifestyle yet, but they will. And when they do,
Well, exactly. Not to interrupt you, but that's the whole idea. We bring them in and we dump our bags on them. No, I'm just kidding. Perfect.
That's funny as hell. But like on a real note, like this is it. This is like, imagine getting into the beginning of Tesla. Imagine when it was like pennies, right? Or you could have got in pre-market when it was so cheap. Any of those companies, you name it, Microsoft when they were first starting out, so imagine getting in then. That's the same thing here with this, because these companies that are here building, they're not going anywhere. Magic Eden is not going anywhere. Rug Radio is not going anywhere. Destan, Decrypt, Wrecked, Pudgy Penguins, those guys are builders. They're going to continuously build, and they're way ahead of everybody else. Okay, I said my piece on that. We got a special guest on the show tonight. We got Taco hanging out with us. I want to bring him up. I want to bring him up in a second here. But it's usually like, we do this really cool thing sometimes on our show. And it's a little segment we call the 2-minute tune-up, where Hefner and J6 have 2 minutes exactly to respond to each other's topic of the week. Jus Riffin. Okay, we're back now. I'm going to do this one, J6, because I always pass.
All right.
Did you say all right?
I said, all right, we're having a conversation. I'm chiming in. I'm your hype man. I'm like, all right, motherfucker, let's go.
That's right. All right. So I'm going to take the 2 minutes on this one here. Let's see where we're at. All right. Okay, what I want to talk about here is something that it doesn't frustrate or bother me. This is something that I actually just have seen, and it reminded me to bring this up on the show today. If there's something that you don't like, if you're into something and you don't like it, then you have the right to choose not to get involved with it. And what I mean here is companies like Spotify, companies that are Apple Music, companies that are streaming services for music, where the artists aren't getting paid enough. If you're the artist and you don't like the fact that you're not getting paid enough, you have the choice to zippity doo dah. You don't have to be there. You don't have to force yourself to be there. And then on top of that, there's no need to be picketing or yelling at, companies that you're frustrated with. Just do your own thing. Go do you. Find a home that is suitable for you. And if not, then be completely independent and do it on your own. There's no need to shout and yell and scream. That's my 2 minutes here. I think if you don't like something, then don't do it. Don't be involved with it. All right, that's my 2 minutes. Where you at, Cookie?
I love it. I got a song, and one of the verses in it is some whole picket signs. Hey, that shit just ain't mine. Ain't no good or bad. It's whatever in your bag. That song's called Mission Bag, by the way. Check it out. And it's
Check it
not
out.
on Spotify. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's not on Spotify. But anyway, Hef, I'm with you 5,000,000%. I've lived my whole life by that mantra, so to speak. And it's like, hey, you do you, I do me. It's great when we do we, but sometimes that does not happen, and that's okay. The important thing is that we follow our heart, we follow our soul, and some people's, I guess, hearts, they like to follow. What's the word I'm looking for? Conflict, and that's a part of life too. Sometimes I think personally I can be too far in the other direction because sometimes I avoid conflict. But what you're saying is 100% true. There's a company called Spotify. They're doing their thing. They're there to make money. They have a platform where they have podcasts, music, I think some video shit too. Cool. That shit ain't mine. Ain't no good or bad. It's whatever in your bag. Just like Chris
That's right.
Rubin was saying, But so I'm with you. And I will say this too. I think it's good to use your voice, and sometimes you have to use your voice loud. Like you look like a group like Public Enemy, so they speak on things that they're very, they speak on things that some people feel, but they don't want to speak on,
It's
and they speak
it's worldly. It's worldly what they're
exactly,
talking about.
exactly. That's my
Things
point.
that it's when I think the relevancy for Public Enemy to speak out on something is because it's relevant to the people, right? This to me is like when you're picketing against something or you're going against something. That's more specific. It's not everybody is against that. Like the consumer, they don't care that the musician is not getting $1. They don't care. They just want to hear the music, right?
Hey,
At the
I'm
end of the day, that's how it works. You
I'm with
know,
that 100%. I'm with that 100%. I want to take it even a step further with that. Like even though this is a people thing, but this is kind of similar. Like, when I was a kid, we used to, smoke cigarettes at all hours of the morning in Dunkin' Donuts, right? You obviously can't smoke in Dunkin' Donuts anymore, right? But you have a choice. Like, in other words, I never got mad at Dunkin' Donuts for not letting me smoke in there because at the time, now you can't smoke anywhere, and I don't smoke, so it's not even relevant. But what my point is if there's a business that has rules that you don't like, find another business. Well, guess what? If you don't even find that business, build your own. Build your own business.
yeah.
So
There you go.
I did. It's like, but I think it's silly to complain about a business because that's what's awesome about this country is we can have a business, we can start a business, and we can do it the way we want to do it. The last thing I want to do, if I ever get my shit together enough and become an adult and start a business, the last thing I want is somebody telling me how to run it. The whole reason why I'm starting my own business is so I can do my business.
So you could do you exactly and do it the way you
Exactly.
want to do it. All right. Nonetheless, man, I appreciate that. Thank you for following up on the 2 minutes. I want to get to our special guest tonight. This gentleman goes by the name of Taco. He's loves music. He's comes from the community background in Web3, and was the community manager for Gala Music, and now he is with I'm going crazy. He's with Project Mojo, right? Planet Mojo. I'm sorry about that for fumbling that. He's now with Planet Mojo. We're going to get into it with Taco. So once again, let's welcome him to the stage. Jus Riffin. Let's give him a big round of applause. Welcome to the show, Taco. What's happening, my guy? How you feeling? What's cooking with you?
I'm feeling great. Thanks for having me back on the show. I'm excited. This makes me feel like I'm a celebrity.
You are, man.
Definitely. Are you a dev? Because if you were a dev, you would definitely be a celebrity.
I'm not a dev, but I'm 100% with you right now. The devs are the rock stars of Web3 right now.
That's right. Yeah, they're
Right on.
they're they're the real builders. If they can sometimes like devs, they don't always have the ideas, but somebody that has the idea feeds it to them, and that's exactly what they need. That's that coal to the fire to keep it going. So I think it's the devs' time to shine. Let's rock and roll, devs. Hell yeah! All right,
Love it.
Taco.
And
Go
speaking
ahead.
of Public Enemy, I think we're around the same age. I was coming
You're
of
much
age.
younger than us. You're younger than us.
I don't know if that's true, but in my early teen
1971.
years, what's that?
1971. I'm 1971.
Oh, 76. Yeah, but we're close
Okay,
though.
you're like my little cousin, dude.
Yeah, I'm like a little cousin.
That's
It's discovering Public Enemy in
yeah.
my white suburban neighborhood, and just like finding Fear of a Black Planet and not knowing what even most of it was, but having my mind blown, like, what even is this right now?
Yeah. So
Uh,
okay, so I think Welcome to the Terror Dome was on that album, right?
yep.
Okay. Do you know what the Terror Dome is?
No.
It's okay. So I didn't know either. I learned this from Half Pint from Son of Berserk. So the Terror Dome is Roosevelt, Long Island. That's where they grew up. So they called it the Terror Dome. And
Well,
that's
that's
what
good
it
to
was.
know.
Welcome to the Terror Dome. Come on down, get down, get down. Welcome to the Terror Dome. Such a dope song. So yeah, that's the meaning behind it. So the Terror Dome is Roosevelt, New York, Long Island. So yeah, there you go.
I love that. Now I know.
We passing the knowledge on, Taco, for sure. So
Yeah,
let's talk
passing it
about,
on to us youngsters.
that's right, dude. We got to teach youngsters always. Let's talk about Art Basel. So we didn't get a chance to meet up in real life, which is okay. We're gonna meet up at some point. I want to know your experience. Where did you go? What did you like? Were there any music related installations, things that you can hip us to? Any new technology that's happening, and then yeah, when we're gonna keep it moving.
Yeah, I had three things on my list for Basel. One was to meet you, which I did not do. One was to get to our house, which I did not get to our house. And then to go to Magic Eden's Magical, I did get there, and so I at least got one of the things checked off my list.
Yeah,
which
it's
was
hard
great.
to get around, right? Because you want to go to all these things, but you don't realize the traffic is really can really halter your plans.
Yeah, this was my first time down there for this event, and I could not believe. And everybody warned me about it, but until you're there, stuck on a bridge for an hour, and then trying to get around, it's a nightmare. But
Yeah,
it was good. There was, I mean, it's not a really music centric event, but I
right.
found some. The guys from Zaucella had an event that was really cool, featured a bunch of Web3 artists. Gala Music had an event on Thursday night. I went to that, which was really great. Buster Rhymes stopped by. Hitmaker
cool.
was there, which was cool.
What was their event about? Like, break it down for us. Like, you went in there. What were they showcasing? What are they doing? Why did they even have an event?
That is a great question. I think it was some part networking, some part community building, just to get the word out. Domino Saints were performing there on the platform. I think just to have a presence around, some of the bigger events, which I think is always kind of a good idea, just to be there. It was at a pretty great venue, but it was a bit north, and so I think it was tough for people to get to. Like, once you're in Miami, it's easier just to kind of hop to the parties that are downtown.
Where they have it? When you say north, like where were they?
Circle Studios, which is a bit north.
Do you know
Great venue.
Do you know the neighborhood? Wait, what's it called again?
Circle Studios.
Okay, I'll take a look at it. But okay, so what was the purpose for their party besides all that? Like, do they have anything new coming?
No, I think that was mostly it. I mean, they're constantly building. They're releasing new stuff all the time. But I think it was more of just a networking, let's all get together and hang out kind of a vibe.
This says it's in Seminole, Florida. Where the heck is that, bro? Let me see where this is on the map. Like, why would they put it all the way there? Oh, is that Inner Circle? That's Inner Circle. Oh,
Yeah,
those guys, bad boys. That's Broward County, I think. I want to Bad Boy. Yeah, man, I wonder if they're in the same spot because many years ago, I was in their studio and it was off of 441. I can't see where that. Anyway,
It was
wow.
like it was in a neighborhood.
Yeah. I cannot believe
Yeah.
that it's that far north. That's weird. All right, so either way, interesting.
So
Crazy.
that was fun. And it's like, obviously I know a lot of the community were there, which is great to catch up with people, see the team. I just left 2 months ago, so I'm still really close with everybody. So
Okay, what are people excited about there? Tell me, because I haven't heard any news on these guys. I don't never know what's going on with them. I just see the lady every once in a while. She does a podcast, and you know, I don't know. Like I don't understand it fully.
Yeah, and I'm gonna I'm gonna keep it real out here. I love the team. I love the community. I think they could do a better job of letting people know what they're up to. A lot of people on the music team come from a traditional Web 2 music background. They're not super integrated into the Web 3 space. I don't know the people who were there on the team. I don't know how many of them went to other Web3 events to try to network and meet people and get involved in the other stuff, which I think is super important. I think you have to do that kind of thing. So yeah, they're not doing themselves any favors on that side of things. So I love them, but yeah, you're right. Like, people don't hear about what they're working on, which I think is a shame.
Yeah, I don't. You know, when I think of a company that has the name Gala Music, you know, and they have a presence, but the presence is going to fade if not already, because they don't market. At least I don't see any marketing. I don't see it in Web3. I mean, if they're marketing in Web2, I don't see it there either. Like, I just don't hear. I've never heard of Gala Music before Web3. I only know of it from the inner circles of crypto Twitter. And then, you know, went to go use the product, and I just, again, like, it didn't resonate with me, so I haven't really used it. So I don't know. I just like things that are, like, you know, easy. I don't have to do too much thinking. You know, like when I want to listen to music, I open up YouTube Music, and it's fucking easy. I just type in what I want to listen to. I make my playlist. You know.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, 100%.
Well, let me ask you guys. Well, Hef
Yeah.
and Taco, did you say Busta Rhymes was at this event?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, is he doing? I forget. Is he doing something with Gala? Has he done anything? And are they, I guess, bringing some more marquee name artists into their platform? Are they trying to do that?
They're definitely trying to do that. I'm not aware if they have a deal worked out with him. But Layla Steinberg, who's the CEO of Gala Music, I mean, when she came on board, that was kind of her jam, right? Like, she's been in the industry for a super long time. She knows a ton of people. And that was sort of she's here to bring these names in and to build these relationships. So that would be the hope. Honestly, I think they need to be careful. A lot of the sort of Gen 1 Web3 music platforms who, you know, they're first to the door and they're building things and they're checking some stuff out. And, you know, they made some good decisions, maybe some bad decisions. They need to evolve quickly because there's new platforms starting to come in now who I think learn from some of that early stuff. I just learned about Hio Music. I don't know if you guys know them, hiomusic.com. They just released a token today, and I was on a space today where I heard a lot about what they're building. Apparently, they've already got like 6 million songs in the catalog. They're working with labels. Like, I think they said 6 million songs already, which is decent. You can go and listen to a lot of stuff. But like 100% of the streaming revenues going to the artists. They're building a lot of things into the platform that makes sense for a user. So I think it's a lot of stuff that people have been looking for, which could be really cool. I actually went and grabbed some of their token because it dropped today. Just it seemed like it's really early, and they've still got some building to do, but the people behind it have been in the business. They seem to know what they're doing. It's like, oh, this is like an interesting sort of 2.0 play on what some other people are building.
Yeah, let's play this video and see what happens.
Why you tryna flex? Y'all are just flexing too much. Y'all are just flexing too much. I'm like Shania with the shit. That ain't impressing me much. Y'all are just trying too much. Me, I'm like Charlie Butt. I ain't even trying to get butt. Y'all are just flexing too much. Hey, no flex. You just a punk like no effects. You just a punk like no offense. I know it don't make no sense. Y'all are just flexing too much.
It said, was it people
Y'all are
from
just flexing.
Spotify?
That's what that said. Yeah. But
thought I
they said in the space today they're trying to build a Spotify killer. So that's they want this to be a legit, nice big streaming platform. But apparently at some point it'll be prescription based, subscription based. Sorry, and
Prescription based. I love it. You got to take drugs to listen to the music.
That's a different thing. Apparently, I'm still thinking about Miami. Subscription based, and it's if you have a subscription, what you're listening to, that's where your subscription goes to. And so, if I'm on there and it's a $10 monthly, and all I do is listen to Cookie, he gets that whole $10.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool mechanic.
I think, just to chime in for a second, I think that mechanic is good, like where the actual streams get delegated to the actual listens. And like me and Hef were actually talking earlier too, with maybe even advertiser revenue being done that way. Like if somebody's consuming advertising during those certain artists, those artists should get broken off, or not should, but it would be kind of cool if they got broken off from that advertising. However, I will say this, anybody who leads with Spotify killer, I'm not even going to look at their app any further. I think it's a terrible approach. We're not looking to kill anything, people. We're looking to build things. I think that mindset, something killer. I know it's just an advertising buzz slogan, but they lost me there. So good luck, Hayo. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
No, I'm with you, but I think it's language that people understand. You say we're trying to build a better Spotify. People can relate to that. They know what Spotify is. And say, oh, you're going to be with Spotify, but you're doing X, Y, and Z that for me they're better things built into it. But yeah, I get that.
Understood. Yeah, and I do know it's just a marketing slogan, but I still think it's, let's give the people, let's bring the people, let's not assume they're always stupid, and let's not always assume that they're spiritually depleted. Let's speak to the people the way we want society to be. And then maybe we'll all rise a little bit to the occasion. But anyway, I'm just being a hippie. Sorry, I'll turn my mic off for a second.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, we were discussing the other day just like the possibilities of creating a new platform for musicians, but also for the consumers. I'm not going to get too deep into like our thoughts on it because we want to get those down and make sure that we build something first before we start spilling the beans here. But I really feel like it's got to be on both sides in order for it to really, really work. One, the artists and the musicians, they need to be compensated. I think it's great that Hayo Music is compensating the musicians and they're getting their due for what they're worth. Then also what's on the consumer side. I don't know what Hayo is doing for the consumers that are consuming the music. And then, the integration of, building with your fans. So without saying too much, we're interested in a platform of this nature that gives the artist way more control and as well as the consumer has control and a little gamification in there as well, so.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of similar conversations. I'm friends with a lot of the artists who are on Gala. I'm friends with a lot of the community members who were pretty heavily invested over there and love the idea of a platform that supports artists but makes sense for them. It's complicated, obviously, because you want a situation where everybody wins, where artists are winning, but also the consumers are winning. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this next generation of platforms, communities, whatever you want to call it. It's there's a lot of conversations happening that I think are pretty exciting.
Yeah, most definitely. The technology is here. The devs need to build this. It's very, very doable and not far fetched in any manner. And I really believe that the listeners, if the listener knew that they were earning to listen and being able to engage with their favorite musician, and the musician is able to engage with their fans more directly, where there's some incentive for both, right? Where it's mutual. I believe this is a winning combination.
Yeah, which is what
They're not
which is
trying
what
to do it now because they're just not trying to do it now. They just don't get it.
yeah, it's what Gala was trying to build, where you own a track and you earn the music token when people listen to that track, and the artists make 70% from every track sold on Gala Music.
That's
it's
good.
still very decent if you drop music on there. They're just missing a few pieces, and especially I think the part where like that artist connection, how to bring the two together. I
Right.
think that's the piece that they're still kind of working on, and gamifying it. I think really important.
Yeah. I mean, look, Rug Radio, Myriad Markets, Destan, those companies, they're all pudgy penguins now too. So there's in that prediction market thing, it's you want people to engage, but you want to also compensate them for their time doing it, whether it's points that they're going to get a future airdrop for, which is actually money, right? Like Magic Eden, if you played and you did the quest and you did whatever, you got a nice airdrop today, right? The same thing that Rec Guys did. Myriad Market is doing the same thing with points. It's structured for it's incentivizing the consumer to consume the content, consume whatever it is that you're putting to them. That way they go, oh, well, I was going to read this article. Maybe I wasn't, but oh, I'm going to earn 20 points that goes towards my Myriad Market, whatever. I'm going to get tokens at the end of it whenever they allocate that, whenever the TGE comes, they're going to do it. If you put it here, a company A that pays the consumer to actually engage in this stuff, and then you have another company here that doesn't. What are you doing? Where are you going as a consumer? You're going here. You're not even looking at this. You're like, whatever, right? So I believe people do want to they do want to earn as well. Like, why not?
You know, I agree with that. I agree with that, Hef, 100%. And Taco and Hef, I'd like to pose a question to you guys, though. Hef, I know you're a great lover of music, and Taco, I know you are as well. And do you guys, two questions that are kind of short. First off, do you think that gamification taints the genuine uh, the consumption, like the experience of the music, A, and then B, do you feel that there could be a multi-platform existence? Like right now, for instance, and I want to elaborate. Like right now, we have Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, all these ones. But obviously, Spotify and Apple Music, I believe actually YouTube has the biggest market share or most streams. I don't know if it's the biggest market share. I don't know if it's the same thing. But as far as with music, but real quickly, and I'll try not to ramble too much, but the artist, the library has a lot to do with it. Obviously, like you want to be able to listen to artists you like. And I see with the way all these new platforms are coming out and trying to do things, I see maybe it being more convoluted, if that's the right word, or more spread out. Like it's not going to be a one-stop shop in the future. Like in other words, you're not going to go to one platform and hear all your artists. You're going to you're going to use multiple platforms. And I believe that the OS systems of these devices we use, like Apple and Google, Android or whatever, they're going to be more liberal in the way you can interact with your voice and with your texting. So like when you ask for a song, it's not going to have to be like one app. You're going to ask for a song and it's going to find it wherever it finds it. And I think that'll level the playing field with these platforms being able to monopolize the game. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Taco, I'm gonna let you take this.
Uh, the first part first, the question about if the gamification gets in the way of the experience. I think if they're doing it in a way that feels organic, like a part of the process, like not to keep going back to Hayo. I just discovered these guys. I don't know them. I am kind of talking out of my ass a little bit, but
We're gonna do the research, though. We're gonna look at that for sure.
yeah, I downloaded the app and there are those rewards built in. Like I signed up and like right out of the gate, like it's pretty clean setup. Like, hey, you can earn some stuff. And the first reward you get just by listening to 5 songs. I'm going to listen to these songs anyway. And so great, like I can get to that. So I'm sure the next ones are after you've listened to 100 songs or whatever. It's kind of built in. I'm not going to sit there all day trying to get to the 100 songs. It's going to happen organically. But when I do, great. Now I've hit this benchmark. I get the token or whatever the thing is. And so I see where you're coming from. Like I don't want to. I have that kind of personality where I'm going to want to try to check those boxes. I think if they're doing it in a way that feels organic and not like I have to go do a thing that is like, oh shit, now I got to go follow this X account and retweet this thing and then call my cousin and blah blah blah. If it's a part of what I'm already doing, then I think it's great. Yeah,
I'm with you on that. I agree. I don't want to. I just echo what you're saying there. It's 100%. I don't want to say anything more because you said it already.
For sure. I just wanted to add, if you do have to farm a little bit, feel free to tag me in the comments. I don't mind, Taco, anytime.
Appreciate it.
I love it, man. So, all right. So tell us about Planet Mojo. What are you doing with Planet Mojo? You've since took on this new job. Tell us about it. Is it boring? Do you like it? Where's it headed? Where's it going? Tell us about Planet Mojo.
Yeah, great. Great question. So I started out in Web3 on the Web3 game side before when I was in Gala. Then I moved over to music because I love music and it was I think a really fun opportunity. So it was a switch back to games. It's actually pretty interesting that the team has decades of game building experience. They've worked in like LucasArts, a lot of great companies. And it was when I first joined, it was like traditional gaming company. They've got a game called Mojo Melee, which is a auto chess battler. But recently they've pivoted to AI, which is obviously super hot right now. And so they're doing AI agents. And so what I thought was going to be traditional, gaming platform, I'm now having to do the deep dive into AI and AI agents and what all that means.
What does that mean?
So AI agents are basically these entities that do things for you. And so there's a lot of them being built right now. Maybe it's to, do social media stuff.
Do you program it? Are they pre-programmed or do you program it like a ChatGPT where you can create your own GPT, or are these like pre-templated things that
it's some of both. So imagine a pre-templated that then you can teach to do different stuff. And so we're looking at things like if you're gaming, your AI agent will learn your game styles to play along with you, be like your sidekick, or to play against you, or to game for you. You. Yeah. Or let's say it can learn how the market works. So if you're farming, maybe, or if it's fun, if it's a co-op and you're playing alongside your AI agent, it's like your battle buddy. Or if it learns your trading strategies, and then it has a wallet, and so you just allow it to make trades for you. Oh, Rect is about to turn. I'm going to go buy some Rec, or now I just dropped it to go buy, Spaghetti Cat or whatever the thing is. So you can kind of teach them to do anything. We're launching a new poker game. We have Emma is our first flagship AI agent, and so she's learned to play poker, and she's going to play against other AI agents. So right now it can spectate, but at some point play with them. So lots of different cool applications. It's pretty new, fun tech.
Yeah, this is like, what the heck? Okay, so sign me up. Can you sign me up to it, or can I get in there? I want to check it out.
Yeah, we haven't released any yet, but 100%. Yeah.
I need an AI agent right now to like do this show for me.
And eventually you
Hell,
can.
yo, hell no, no, dude. I don't give a shit what they come up with. Even with this new quantum power that Google can, even Willow can't fucking replace you, Hep. That's all I got to say.
You're the best. You're the
Not
best.
even Willow. I like that. But there's a lot of fun applications. Like for gaming, you can teach it to like, shoutcast your gaming matchups or do different content. It's just it's super interesting.
Who did the graphics? I love this kind of like these kind of characters. It does remind me of Clone X a little bit, like that 3D-ish,
Mhm.
but I still love. I mean, Clone X. Not. I mean, I still love that style. This is. I got to check this website out. Everybody that's watching, please make sure you go check out planetmojo.io. We have it up on the screen if you're on the video watching us. And if you're just listening, that's fine. By the way, you're listening to Jus Riffin. We do it every Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by Rug Radio. So Mojo AI agents for infinite play. Man, I really. When can we join now? Can people join? Can people play now? Or is that...
You can play Mojo Melee now. There isn't any way to interact with the agents yet, but we're close to launching a few different things that are. It's like the team's moving fast, which is also great. Like they know what they're doing. Mike, the CEO, he's been doing this a long time, and he's very driven and works super hard. He was on a space this morning at 7:00, and then I saw him sign out at like 8, and so he doesn't stop, which is really great. So it's a shift from what I was doing at Gala. Different team. I think maybe a little bit less drama, if I can say that.
I'm going to give these guys a follow. I just started following them. Okay. I'm into new stuff. I like that. I'm not really a big gamer, but I think this is great. You went going music to gaming, back to gaming, but obviously you still love music.
Yeah. Well, music is kind of an interesting, I think about that now. And like, obviously AI and music is a controversial topic because it's, of what it has been doing, what it can do. It's so easy now to go on, these platforms and make songs that sound like pretty good songs, right? I just introduced some of that to my wife, who's a wedding photographer and videographer, and she was like a couple wanted to use a real song that they can't because we don't have the copyright, so she has to explain to the bride, like, I'm not doing that for you because we don't own the thing. And I told her, you can go on a site and you can make a song that sounds kind of like a song, but it's not going to be as good with the same kind of vibe.
Yeah,
which still feels a little dirty, honestly, but also like I love that this technology exists. And so what are the things we can do with AI music that we're not ripping anybody off, we're not modeling after, I don't want to model after Bon Jovi and have a AI group that it's like a Bon Jovi cover band, but it isn't, but it's them, so it's complicated, but I can see different things happening with AI music that could be fun and make sense where nobody gets hurt.
You could market the song, though. You could market the song Bon Jovi Killer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's all I got. I'm here next Saturday night.
This is cool. I'm going to check out planetmojo, man.io. Make sure everybody check it out and give them a follow. Also, it's we are Planet Mojo. I'll put it up on the screen so people can actually see it if they want to follow them. And follow Taco also. Taco, why are you down on the bottom, bro? We need you on the top, bro. You need to be up top.
I know. Get that sorted.
Yeah, dude. All right. So here we go. Let's do it like this. And then, so follow. We are at Planet Mojo. That's their Twitter page. And then make sure you go to planetmojo.io and check out what Taco was just talking about. Very interesting. Very cool. Free to sign up, Taco? Is it free?
Free to sign up.
Free to sign up. Get it in. And then and just let's reiterate. Can you earn? You can earn from this as well, or not yet?
It will be. Yeah, for sure. Where they're integrating the token into the new AI stuff, which is pretty fun.
So people that are messing with it now, are they earning?
It's not live now to earn with, although Emma, our first agent, has her own Twitter, and if you interact with her, she's been sending people Mojo token, which is kind of fun.
That is cool. Emma, wait, how do they follow Emma?
Let me grab Emma's Twitter.
Oh, I got it right here. I found Emma. Okay, I'm following Emma now. Incredible. This is actually cool. Something that I would just do for a little while just to kind of see. I don't know if I could really do it consistently because I'm older man, you know.
Listen, when I joined and they told me they were pivoting, I had to learn on the fly because I do spaces for them. And they were invited to have someone speak on a space about AI. It's like, oh, Taco, you know, Friday you're on this space. And it's like, that's great, but I don't know what I'm talking about. And so I had to do that real quick deep dive. It's super interesting. I love learning new things, but also AI is a ton. It's a beast.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much fun. I use it consistently. I love AI. Speaking of AI, ChatGPT just released Sora. Are you familiar with Sora?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's really cool. I finally got in there today. You can prompt it to make videos for you. It's very interesting. I have not dove into it quite yet. I did mess around a little bit and created something, but it was not real. It was short. It was very quick just to see kind of in motion. No pun intended, but very, very cool. If you pay for ChatGPT, then you have access to Sora. You just have to log into it. It's very, very cool. I don't know. The AI stuff is like, it's the future, you know? It's the future.
Yeah.
AI's been around for a long time, guys. Like there's been like these sniper bots, you know, back in the day with sneakers, you know, sneaker auction, raffles and stuff like that. People have been making bots to do stuff automatically for a long time. Now it's like the AI is just it's caught up to that, and it's now household. AI is household. Now look at Tesla robots. I mean, come on. This is stuff we saw in the movies. It's all here now. It's coming. It's nuts, Taco.
Yeah. I do want a Tesla robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Jason.
Oh no, I was just gonna say you're so right on that. I didn't know Swear came out today. That's exciting too. I want to check that out. But you know, like you said, AI has been here. It might have been under a different name, but for so many years, you know, just basically, I think of AI as just basically a more streamlined approach to getting something done. So AI is obviously a specific thing where it's using machine learning to answer questions, and then there's things with the AI as well too. Like, have you guys messing with the AI? Have you come up with a lot of wrong answers yet? Like when you're talking to it, you know, and then they like where it's blatantly just giving you the wrong information. And that's kind of wild. My point with all that is these tools are here, and the future's wild, robots and this and that. But you're still gonna have to know how to maneuver. You're gonna have to have common sense. Like AI is not gonna give people common sense and troubleshooting. You know, coming up with ideas. AI can help you execute the idea, but you know, I think the idea that you come up with internally is always good. Uh, and now the agents part of it too, though, with the gaming, that's really fascinating to me because it's kind of like with music, half what we were talking about. Like, I think the one use case you're talking about, Taco, is really cool, where you have kind of like a sidekick, like that knows how you play, and it's like kind of like this companion. You know, I think that's really neat. And then the other end of it is the farming thing, like you said, like you can have somebody just playing for you while you're like out at the club or doing whatever, and you still have somebody farming. That seems a little weird. It seems like why would you do that? Because
Like, why would
you
the
even
company
exist?
allow that? You mean?
For sure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Why
And why
would the
would you want
company
to do
allow
that?
that, Taco? Why would your company allow the agents to farm on their own platform?
Oh, that isn't necessarily something that Mojo's doing. That's just an example of what an agent could do. Like you could train it to play a game
Gotcha.
instead of you to farm, like if it's a Web3, you know, token earning thing.
Okay. So not strict. Oh, wait. So these agents are exclusive to Planet Mojo, correct? Like I can't use that agent elsewhere, or I can.
No, currently you wouldn't be able to, but in the future, for sure. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I understand. So, but Planet Mojo is aware that people are going to want to that people are going to do it. Like they're going to farm. They're going to use the agent to farm when that agent's available, and they're okay with that.
You know what? That's a great question. I haven't had that conversation with them. I think if it's a situation where you know that's what you've built, like if it's a agent versus agent situation where we're just spectating and watching them game against each other, sure. We wouldn't, I don't think, want to have agents who are, doing it to cheat, to get around something. Like instead of me doing it, I'm gonna have the agent do it. Sure. Yeah, I think there's definitely the danger of that.
Where there's a will, there's a way, and people will fucking do it if they could find out that that's easier for them to do it that way than opposed to having to use ChatGPT to build a bot, or to whatever it is. So I think, yeah, that's why I question it, because it wouldn't. I think it would be a conflict of interest if to their own platform, and then would it be ethical to build an agent that would do that on somebody else's platform, right? So,
sure. Although, I mean, and obviously I'm not advocating for this, but the other side of that coin would be maybe you wouldn't dissuade people from doing it, because if you're a game, it might look like you have a stronger user base. We're not planning for this, just me talking out loud. A bunch of agents playing. It's like, oh, we have 1 million active users every day, and maybe X number of them are these agents. They're bots that are playing and look like real people. They're playing, you might train them to play kind of differently. Maybe they're not even good. You train them to not be good. So it's like, oh, they're not a bot because they're terrible at this game.
You train them to be bad.
So yeah, sure. I think there's ethical questions on both sides, user and potentially the companies.
Yeah.
This reminds me, you guys were all, like I said, we've been around a while. So a friend of mine was really hooked on this game. I forget the game, but he loved it. And back then there was no AI. I'm going back literally probably like 25 years ago, right? And there was it was literally like a $2 app, and it was called Mouse Tamer, right? And you bought this, I think it was like $2. You bought this thing, and basically what you did is you pushed record on it, and then you did whatever it was you were doing. And this one aspect of this game, he would just do it, and he'd repeat, then he would tell the Mouse Tamer to do it, I guess 10,000 times or whatever. So he was using I guess old school type of agent. But my point is this type of thing, like AI, is basically a more robust version of these streamlined things. And we're talking about what you see is what, or not what you see, but if this then that, Zapier, like all that stuff. This just seems like the next extension. Like AI is the next extension of all these tools. And what you were saying really interested me about these trading agents, because for instance, like me and you could buddy up. We'll each throw a couple $100 in, and we'll have this thing trade. We'll have a copy like Mando's Trading or something. We'll tell it to watch, and you could literally watch. If you know their wallet addresses, it's all on the blockchain, so you could literally train an agent to watch exactly what's going on
and buy when they buy, sell when they sell.
Yeah, it seems like,
does Emma do that? Taco, does Emma do that?
Emma doesn't do that yet. No,
but she will. She will.
I'd like her to at some point.
We gotta buy her dinner. Somebody buy Emma dinner.
Yeah, bring your wife with you so she doesn't think you're cheating on her. Yeah, man. Interesting though. It's the wave of the future. It's really what it is. It's the wave of the future, and I'm excited. I remember as a kid. I'm a huge sci-fi. I love sci-fi movies. I love the futuristic type of things. I remember seeing Westworld, the original Westworld, with Yul Brynner, the movie, and just that whole concept of the robots, being in these particular, lands like medieval world and like Roman times and like the West world, and like being able to interact. Just a thought. Obviously, these are people. It's a movie. It's scripted. It's acting, but the idea behind the whole movie itself is just incredible. I've always been a fan of these type of movies, and I just feel like we're fucking living that shit now. Like we're in it. Like it's nuts. Like it's just incredible to see like that all this stuff is actually happening, man, and it's possible.
Yeah,
Yeah. Where do we go? Where do we go from
I
here,
have
Taco?
I have these conversations with Mrs. Taco because like Elon's got his Neuralink, and I like as soon as they open that up to regular people, like I'm first in line. Just I don't care what it does. Put a chip in my brain. Let's figure this out. Let's go. Right.
Let's go. Yeah, make me smarter. That's funny. Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know. Like, I should say, I don't know. I wish I knew, but I'm happy to see that I'm happy to be here to witness this part of history, which is, I don't know what you call this. You know how you have certain ages, right?
Mhm.
In life, stages in life, or things that they say, like the internet boom, and I don't know what tech boom this is, but the next wave of it. But this is it's not going to stop. None of this is going to stop. Crypto right now is the next. It's the next digital current commodity, right? Crypto is a digital commodity, first digital commodity, and if you think back in time, like just look back at everything when bread was a nickel, a loaf, and now how much is bread? When TV, they had to watch, they had to listen to it on a radio, and then before that, who knows what you had puppets. Who knows what was going on? Finger puppets, puppets on strings. I don't know, But and then you have flat screens and cars and like just evolution, man. This is just it. Everything is so smart. You got rockets going to the wherever, and then automatically landing now, right? Back into the where it started, or somewhere where it's on a landing pad. Like launch pad, landing pad. Incredible. It's like I'm so stuck for words, Taco. And
It's
JC,
mind blowing.
this is the future.
It's mind blowing. Yo, I'd like to chime in on this, Hef,
Mind
and,
blowing.
and with Taco too. So Taco and Hef too. The dream of this tech that you're all talking about, Hef, a lot of the dreams that I'm hearing, at least in the circles that I roam in, is the dream is that this technology is going to basically enable each one of us to follow our bliss. So, and which, in other words, is to do our life's purpose. So, like, instead of me working at the spa right now, I can follow my bliss because this technology is going to facilitate all the things that are really hard for me to do and get by in life. Now, what I'd like to ask each one of you, starting with Taco, because he's our wonderful guest and our community king, which, man, that's pretty cool because you're good with people. And that's a good skill to have. But now, if this technology does all that for you, like what is your bliss? Like what would you do with your life as your purpose and be blissful about it?
Oh man, that's a big question, right? I don't know if there's one specific thing. I love just being out there, like traveling. Like I love conferences. I just go to conferences all the time and just meet people and hang out and connect. And so for me, like the fact that these new technologies exist just to make the tedious stuff easier, like that I can tell Chat GPT to, hey, here's a thing I wrote up for an announcement and add some emojis to this. And so then I can just, it just makes those things a little bit easier. I don't know that I have a specific bliss, man. Is it too corny to say like life itself? Like there's so much. Like if you had time, I could, go eat different, better food and try different stuff and meet new people. It isn't one thing. It's all the stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's all the stuff. There's not one particular thing. I'm sure that there are things that like you mentioned, like, little things here and there that you would need help with, to move faster forward, forward faster. So I was kind of thinking about a little bit of this today, with ChatGPT. It's like, man, I pay $20 a month. I don't care. I'm glad to pay $20 a month for something that's actually helps me, get things done quicker. I'm one person when I'm working. I'm not working with a team, and I don't work for somebody. So I'm only doing stuff for myself. And so I use ChatGPT all the time to help me, whether it's I'm building a website and I need to add some code, or I need to add a script that I don't know how to really write 100%, or I'm stuck with something. ChatGPT helps me out. It weaves through pretty much my brain. It'll weave through what I'm trying to what I'm telling it, and it understands eventually, or if not right away, what I'm asking, what I want. Sometimes I ask it in broken English, or whatever. Like, I'm not so precise with it, but it gets it. It understands what I mean and understands what I say. So without that, I don't know. Like, I'd still be chasing my tail. I think a lot of us would still be chasing our tails these days. So I'm happy for that. That is gives me 100% bliss.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
Time
I
is
love it.
money, right? If it can save you even a couple hours a week, it's worth the $20. It's not gonna host a show. It can't replicate your personality or your vision, but it can summarize something for me, or it can look something up I don't have the time to look up.
I hear what you're saying. I'm not really talking about ChatGPT. That's part of it, but I'll give you an example, right? So, and this is something that me and Mrs. Rabinowitz talk about a lot, and we're very opposing on our views of this. But for instance, she follows the narrative of like, okay, let's say somebody's like job is building bridges, right? Like they're out there with the machinery and you're doing that. Well, that shit is going to be robotic and totally programmed and run by AI sooner than we think. Maybe not even in our lifetime, but still
I think they're
sooner
doing it
than we
now. I
think.
think they're already integrated robots into building stuff. But go
Oh,
ahead.
of
Go ahead.
course,
Go ahead.
of course. But I
Yeah,
mean, replacing the guys with the hard hats.
I
And
see what you're saying.
some of those guys with the hard hats are really love what they do, and they don't really want to, like, they love going in and sweating and working and providing for their family, and that's awesome. And that's what their purpose is. So some people are gonna may be in danger of losing their purpose. Now we could say optimistically or self-righteously or whatever the word is, like, hey, find another purpose or find a deeper purpose. But really, and this is something I'm thinking about. I don't have any hard views in any direction on it. I'm very open-minded on my own views on it, but I'm wondering, like, if your purpose is all of a sudden taken away by technology, like, what happens to you? Like, not everybody wants to, like me, I just love making music and being creative. So for me, great. If somebody can figure out how to get me paid with a robot, let's do it. And then I'll fucking kick the jams all day. But not everybody likes to do that. Some people like to do other shit. I don't know. I'm just riffing.
Yeah, I'll go first on this one, Taco. I like to use this stuff as a secondary. I never look at it as it's my end all. It's like my assistant. It helps me out with whatever, and I'm not looking to replace anybody. So when I use it, I just use it as an alternative. I'm not looking to build something that's going to replace what normal people do. Bigger companies, I still think you need the human element, man. Even if those people that were construction workers, um, and a company's using AI, maybe those construction workers now are, supervising the robots, supervising the AI. Maybe they're running the programs for that, so they shifted from, getting calluses on their hands all day long and working in the heat to working inside of an air conditioned office. And they're running the robots now, making more money, or if not the same, not doing the manual labor. So I don't know. I mean, there's just so many things that you can look at, so many angles you can see it. That's how I see it as of now. Taco, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, for sure. I go from building the house to now I'm maintaining the robots that are building the house. It doesn't, from what I've read, they're, the AI bots aren't going to replace the jobs in a way that then people are going to be totally unemployed, hopefully.
Yeah.
And the greater purpose thing, I think if we're building in a direction that gives people time, I think that's the ultimate goal, right? So maybe we don't have to work 50 or 60 hours a week. Maybe that's not the normal. Maybe we have time to, be with our families and friends and do other stuff, go fishing versus, not to turn it into a 5-day, 50-hour work week isn't normal, but it's not normal, right? If we can build some stuff to make that easier and better, great.
That's right.
For sure. It goes back to what you said before about life too, like you said your bliss would be just life. And I think that coincides with what you just said here. Give people their time, which is life. Okay, cool. I love
Yeah, I mean, if you could get back the time, the thing, I wake up sometimes 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I do this because I just know that there's not enough time in the full day before I'm going to get tired at night to go to sleep, and I have to get so many things done, and I'm one person, like I said. So that's why I wake up early. If I didn't have the AI helping me with certain things during the day, I'd be dragging. I get things done so much faster because of the ChatGPT and AI. I have Mid Journey also, but I just haven't messed with that yet. Not yet. I haven't messed with that much lately because I've been just focusing on work kind of stuff, not having fun. And so I'm using ChatGPT to help me out throughout my dailies. Saves me so much time. So I'm with that on Taco and J6. Time saver. So let's talk a little bit about music. We're getting close to the end of the show here. So yeah, I want to thank you also, Taco, man. It's always good having you on the show, dude. We got to have you on more often. You're more than welcome to come anytime, dude. We love having these combos with you, man, because you always got a lot to say and your perspective is on point with ours. So yeah, anytime. By the way, what is that? Is that Donkey Kong behind you? What the hell is that to your left?
Oh yeah,
Orange.
man. That's
Your other left. There you go.
That's from Quarter Machine. I don't know if you know Quarter Machine.
No, what is that?
It's a Web3 company. They do a bunch of stuff. They do a lot of video content.
Quarter Machine.
Yeah, and my buddy Tom is their community manager, and I convinced him to send it to me as part of their special merch they give away to their community. I don't remember what I did to deserve that, but he shipped it to me.
That's awesome, dude. Wait, with Quarter Machine. Well, what is it? Is it a Donkey Kong? I mean, I can't really tell because it's so,
Yeah, it's the Donkey Kong, but it's in neon. It's printed on that cool old crushed velvet. Yeah,
is it blacklight?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. Where do I get one?
I don't know if you can. I wasn't even supposed to have one. I'm just the dude likes me. It's one of those things. It's one of those they do this really cool reward system with their community, and this is the top reward that I should have jumped through a whole bunch of hoops, but he just hooked me up with it.
Dude, he was your friggin' AI agent, bro. He was your Emma. All right, what's their website? Is it quartermachine.com? Because I looked up Quarter Machine, and you know what it gave me? Quarter machines, that you put your quarter in and get a gumball. So what
let me find it. I met them through Gala because they
quartermachine.io.
It probably
when in doubt, just put IO behind it. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna pull it up on screen. Like I said, when in doubt, just put IO or put X, Y, and Z behind it, and you'll get there.
They do this really cool thing where they have IRL. They're like quarter machines, but they give you NFTs. So nice. Yep, that's the one. So you would preload it with a bunch of your NFTs. We did one for an event where then you just go up, you pay whatever the thing is, it runs through it on the screen, and then you get here's this, you want a Pudgy Penguin, you want a rat guy, you want whatever. It's pretty cool. And they also do a bunch of other video content that they have on YouTube. I haven't followed that part of what they're doing as much, but super cool team, really great guys. So yeah, Quarter Machine, check them out. Man.
Yeah. I put this up on the screen for people to see. And Interesting. There's another website to look at. Taco, you drop an alpha. Like these guys been around, obviously, but this is good to actually, for people to that they look. I haven't heard of it, and so
There's so much out there. Every day I go on a space and I see a new team building something. It's crazy.
yeah, nuts, huh? It's so nuts. But this is cool that you got your ear to the street, and so and you've built relationships, so you get it. Make sure you guys go check out quartermachine.io, everybody. Also, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for everybody being here. Per usual, appreciate you all for the support. So thank you, as from the bottom of our hearts, man. We really appreciate you guys.
This one went off the rails a little bit. We got into we strayed pretty far from music here.
Yeah, we've dabbled and touched on a lot of cool other things than music. Let's reel it into music. Let's go music. Okay. So well, we did talk about a little bit about music, and we talked about like what we thought, like how a platform should be, and the incentivized platform. I'm focused on the incentivized platform. That's really where my thought is. I think this is important. Incentivize the musician and the consumers as well, and then you blend them together so that way you got this amazing like reinforced fan base where you're close to interacting and touching and being a part of your favorite musician, and the musician gets to really know where his real core hardcore fans are. So that's my thought. But where are you at with music? What's your thought on music, on the future of it? And if you could build something, what would you build a platform wise?
That's tough. There needs to be it's one of two things, right? You're either building something like a streaming platform that has enough music to make it make sense for me to want to go listen to it. So there's enough artists who I want to listen to. I want to be incentivized. If there's a token that goes along with it, that's amazing. I want to find that connection with the artists. Gala was really good at that, like a super active Discord. The artists were and are in there a lot. And so you're making friends with these music artists as you're supporting them. Like I buy the NFT, they thank me. I go see them at the show. I get to go backstage. Like you have these personal relationships. I think that's really cool. Or it's a smaller, it's a tighter group of artists, like the way Megadeth Digital does their club, where it's just Megadeth, but you buy their NFT and you get entered into show tickets. You get to meet the guys, the signed merch, all that really cool stuff. So maybe it's 20 or 30 or 100 artists, and it's really curated, and the artists are all buying into the idea that they're going to be involved, because that's the thing that you need from it, right? As a consumer, I can listen to your music. Anybody can do that. If I'm putting the money and the time in, the thing I want back is that kind of value I can't get anywhere else. But you need the artist to want to buy into that, right? To give away the VIP, the time, they're coming into the Telegram or the Discord to do the AMAs and to chat with you, so you feel like, oh, great. Like, not that I know Megadeth or I know these bands, but I get that little extra something for being I don't want to say super fan, but a super fan. You know what I mean? Yeah.
By the way, Megadeth, I started listening back to that kind of music, I would say maybe a few years ago. And I didn't realize, like I listened to the earlier Megadeth. I never listened to them. I mean, I've listened to Iron Maiden, like other kinds of groups, when I was growing up, but Megadeth, I never got into. I just wasn't my thing at the time. But now that I'm older, I go back and I'd listen, and man, there's some really cool stuff from their earlier stuff that I thought, this is Megadeth. Like it was funky. There was like room to breathe in the song, where I was thinking it was like Slipknot times 10. Like I thought it was like real like heavy death metal kind of stuff, and I was totally wrong. I pinned Megadeth wrong. Really good, by the way.
Yeah, it's funny. I have that experience a lot with. I I think we all do, like where music, not necessarily with Megadeth, but music that we didn't like when we were younger, it hits us
Yeah.
differently when we're older. And speaking of what you were saying, the artists, when you're talking Taco with the artists, and it's what they're willing to give. About a year ago, I stumbled upon this platform. I wonder if you guys are familiar with it. It's called Medallion, and it works off of blockchain technology, and they have a lot of big artists like Santi Gold, Greta Van Fleet, a bunch of them. But
Mhm.
they're using, it's basically, you guys, I'm sure, are familiar with Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon. So it's basically like a Patreon, but it's like, but it utilizes blockchain technology under the hood. I hate using the word under the term under the hood, but that's what it is. And it's neat, it's neat. And I think that coincides with what both of you guys were saying. And I think that's the ticket. Like you can get the masses or the normies, for lack of a newer term, uh, to the blockchain if you're offering them something special. But just to say, oh, here's my music so I get paid properly, that's not going to bring anybody here. And I also like what you were saying, Taco, about smaller niches when you brought up the Megadeth, because I think that's the key for artists that are more do it yourself, like myself, for example. Like, I don't necessarily think every artist needs to be in this big platform with a million artists. Like, if you build something yourself that displays the music the way you want your audience to consume it, if your stuff has any value, those people are going to come to you. I mean, do you guys agree or no? Do you think you need a group of varied artists to make that happen?
No, I think you're totally right. And there's a lot of indie artists in Web3 who have done super well just on their own, releasing on their own. Violetta Zeroni's one. I was with her in Miami. She sold a song for a Bitcoin, or like Ray Isla has made a ton of money. They do it on their own. They have not huge fan bases, but big enough to support them financially, and they're super close with all of them, and not necessarily as a part of a bigger platform.
Yeah.
For sure.
I just pulled up this Megadeth. So this is one of the songs. I wanted to just play a little bit of it, but I'm like, Megadeth, these guys, like, yeah, just really, really good. But yeah, Violetta, we wanted to have Violetta perform actually at the R House, at Rug Radio's R House, but we just couldn't. We had not enough time to really make it all happen. So maybe on the next run, we'll have her perform. Love to get Eunice to perform, Mia Leilani and Devin Ibiza. Yeah, some of the people. And Taco, we got to get you on the mic too.
Absolutely.
All right.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to play a little bit of this Megadeth. So this is of Mice and Men. So this album had a lot of cool stuff on it. It's called The System Has Failed. I'm only going to play a little bit of it, but this is Megadeth that I would have never thought was Megadeth. The cool thing about this song is like he's talking about like how when you're younger you think you know everything pretty much, so it's got a good message too. The lyrics are really good overall.
Back when I was just 17, I thought that I knew everything.
Okay, so I'm going to leave it there because we're probably going to get copywritten off and they're going to kill us. But go check that out. And Taco, if you haven't heard it yet, and J6, if you haven't heard it yet, what I just played, go just look up Megadeth of Mice and Men, and then try and listen to a little bit of the album. Is really, really good. And again, like, really surprised me when I put that on, because I was like, this is fucking Megadeth? What the hell? I actually added them to my rock playlist on YouTube Music. So
Nice.
That's right. Good stuff. So, all right, where are we at? It is 9:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're wrapping it up here. End of Jus Riffin. Taco, I want to thank you so much for being here with us and hanging out and having these conversations with us, whether it was music, blockchain, gaming, Art Basel, just overall, just good conversation. It was too bad that we didn't meet in real life, but we will. We're going to meet there. We're going to do it this 2025 at some point somewhere. We're going to have that conversation, and we got to have a conversation offline as well to see if there's something that we can maybe conjure up, and then find the devs. Find the devs. Where are the devs? I got to get my "Where Are the Devs" t-shirt. Seriously. I was telling J6 I want to get "Where Are the Devs" t-shirts and wear them at Art Basel. But I'm gonna have to save that thought and idea for the next one for sure. Yeah,
I love that.
Taco, before we head out,
What's that?
any last thoughts from you? Anything you want to plug? You want to tell us?
Man, I think I shared a lot of thoughts already. It was great being here. You guys are great. This is super fun. I'm going to try to go to a ton of conferences next year, so we'll definitely meet somewhere and talk offline, and we'll find some devs.
We got to find the devs for sure. That's right. J6 is in the club. Cookie Rabinowitz, what's cooking with you, Cookie? We're going to get out of here. Any last thoughts or anything that you want to say before we do?
I just want to thank Taco for hanging out, man. I think you're a super cool, chill dude out. Love to hang out. Hopefully we'll be at the next conference in the wall, hang out, and we'll get some coffee or do something, But great time with you guys, talking to you guys, and always appreciate you. Right on.
That's right. And appreciate you too. Thank you, Taco. Thank you, J6C6, aka Cookie Rabinowitz. Thank you to the Jus Riffin community. Thank you, everybody that's been listening, that's been watching and hanging out with us. If you have any thoughts on what we talked about today, please feel free to leave it in the comments on our Twitter pages, on our timeline, or in the YouTube or Twitch or wherever you're watching us, as well as X. So thank you again, everybody. This has been Jus Riffin. We will see you next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out, everybody.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in.
Jus Riffin. Tuesday night, 8:30 EST. Know where we be. Jus Riffin. Special guest and second talk. A musicology. Jus Riffin. Coming to you if we Jus Riffin. Jump in the room. Let's chop it up. It really ain't that deep. Jus Riffin.